Hello guys, this is Cars at 100. My name is Leo and I have something interesting today in terms of the automotive news. So, Corvette ZR1 has almost released and we get the bits of information of this car. Like I said before, and I was anticipating 750 horsepower and it really comes down to 750 horsepower. So the biggest and most interesting factor about this car is how much edge it's gonna have compared to other competition in the group of where this car competes. So basically it will compete this time around when GT500 will come out from Ford, and Porsche's GT2 RS is already on the level of ZR1. So ZR1 will beat, and I think I'm 100% sure that ZR1 will beat on the Nürburgring, because they've been testing this car throughout on the Nürburgring, and I think ZR1 has to beat GT2 RS on the track. Having 750 horsepower means big improvements, guys. So last outgoing ZR1 that doesn't come out anymore, the Centennial version, the last version of the ZR1, was with slick tires and very technical car, had 638 horsepower. So that's a huge improvement. So that's a big improvement, guys. That's 100 horsepower improvement compared to the outgoing model of the ZR1. So this car is gonna be blisteringly fast, guys. This car is gonna compete and have edge to compete first time ever with GT2 RS on the track. Now that's a big deal, and I think Corvette is stepping up their game and stepping up their racing technology to the streets, just like the other manufacturers are doing and high-end manufacturers are doing. So Corvette finally, with Chevrolet brand basically, and Corvette Racing is finally stepping up their game and giving us all this racing technology for the streets. Imagine what a Z06 did, if you remember, when it came out a couple of years ago, how blisteringly quick it was for the price. Now this car is gonna be even faster, even quicker than the Z06, and it's gonna have 100 more horsepower. We don't know the torque figure yet, but expect that to be around 700 plus torque. So that car is gonna be really quick. Expect to have huge tires in the back. Expect them to be slicky tires. Expect them to be Pilot Michelin Super Sport Cup 2, or maybe a new generation of Cup 2 tires that's gonna be very good for the racetrack. So this car is gonna be race bred, guys. So basically this car is gonna be a race car for the streets. That's the trend right now. Lots of manufacturers are following, and Corvette is not gonna be it's not gonna lose this game, and they're gonna follow suit and gonna do something interesting. So that's the exciting news. Talking about GT500, so GT500 is supposed to have somewhere upwards of 800 plus horsepower. Why we know this, and why I think, in my opinion, this car is supposed to have 800 plus horsepower. So Dodge Demon has 800 plus horsepower, and that's the biggest competitor to Ford GT500 and muscle car range. So they have Challenger, they have Ford Mustang, and they have a Corvette, a Chevrolet Camaro. So these three cars compete within the range. They have their own niche group of muscle cars. So what this car gonna be, GT500, is supposed to have V8 twin turbo. So the same 5.0 liters in the car, Coyote V8, but it's gonna have twin turbos paired to this engine. I anticipate that to be, instead of twin turbos, to be a supercharger, just like the latest GT came out with the Shelby 1000 that has a huge supercharger and has 1000 horsepower. So the technology is gonna be similar compared to these, to the Shelby 1000. So what else does this mean? I think in terms of the competition, I think the 800 plus horsepower makes a lot of sense. If ZR1 finally will compete with GT500, that will mean that these cars can be on the same level, and competition will rise to the next level for the Mustang, because Mustang has always been very good car in terms of not just being a muscle car, but being very technical car. Always hasn't been this thing where muscle cars are the type of cars that compete within each other, but GT500 is the car that wants to be a little bit on a different level, and I think that's important to note. with this GT500 that's gonna come out soon. Hopefully GT500R is gonna be even better and will come out at the same time as GT500. So let's see what's gonna happen. So in terms of the GT2 RS right now having all this competition going on, I think what's important also to note here is how GT2 RS is also, I mean Porsche is also being testing, and they probably gonna come out with something interesting right maybe after or even before the ZR1 comes out or GT500. So that will be interesting to note as well, to see what's gonna happen. So overall I think it's very interesting what we're gonna see soon in terms of all these car companies evolving and going to the next step and going to the edge where they push themselves to give us these products, these cars that gonna be so fast, so interesting, so technical that they're gonna be that this competition is gonna be just a little bit more than it was, for example, a couple of years ago. And it's just awesome. This is what it's all about, guys. So race is on. So let me know what you think about this, and let me know what you think about the new ZR1. Do you think it's supposed to should have had more horsepower than 750, or do you think the GT500 is gonna have less than 800 horsepower or more than 800 horsepower? So leave all the comments in the comment section below. This was Leo, Cars at 100. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more, guys.